All right, we are now streaming. So let's get our program started. Good afternoon and welcome. I am Sergio Pareja, Dean of UNM School of Law. We are here today to recognize the achievements of our graduates. This is obviously a unique setting. We have never done this virtually before, but as you know, the current situation has created a need for us to adapt, so we are doing so. Now, these awards today that we are reading out or honoring the recipients, we obviously aren't able to hand people the awards at this moment because for the obvious reasons. So what is going to happen, we are today acknowledging the recipients of the awards. Once our staff are back in the building, then we will be able actually to prepare the awards, and our plan is to actually mail out the awards to the recipients once we are able to do that. So for now, what we are doing is honoring these recipients. Now, the awards that we're making today are made possible through the support of generous donors and who really want to reward and encourage our students and the next generation of attorneys. Now, we have groups of individuals and law firms that make these awards, and some of them, you should know, are viewing this event today through streaming. And for those who are wondering, we are now live streaming to YouTube. And I know that we have some of our donors are watching. So I would ask that we, I guess, virtually put up a cheer of good word and thank you for our donors for having supported all these awards. So I thank you all. And if we were in a big room of people, you would get a rip-roaring applause right now, I guarantee it. I'd also like to recognize the faculty. I'd also like to recognize the faculty who have generously helped make these awards possible, both through monetary donations, but also I want to thank the faculty for the support they have given our students for the past 3 years. I do see a note here really quickly. It caught my attention on this chat feature that somebody says that the live streaming isn't working. Has somebody else checked the live streaming to confirm that it's working? Tony, I don't know if you can hear me on this. Is it working? Yes, some people are saying it is working. So please possibly resend the link if for some reason it is not working for you, but it should be working. I see a lot of people. There is the link showing up in the chat. If somebody would copy that and send it to family members so that they can log in. I'll give you all a moment to do that. And the video is being recorded as well. So we could also make it possible for later viewing, but please try and log in on that link. So thank you again to the faculty for the last 3 years of supporting our students, working with them, and really in this time period, shifting on a dime in an unprecedented way. We've had to face a situation that we were not anticipating, as you know, and we have shifted remarkably well to this online environment in these challenging times. Now, one more person and people I would like to thank are the Honors and Awards Committee. First, I'd like to thank the chair of the Honors and Awards Committee, Professor Mary Pareja, who has managed the very difficult task of helping our faculty select the recipients of the awards that we will be receiving today. I also would like to thank the members of the Honors and Awards Committee, and I'll read their names right now. The other members are Professor Barbara Creel, Professor Vinay Harpalani, Professor Ernesto Longa, Professor Jeanette Wolfley, and then 2 ex officio members, Melissa Lobato and Bonnie Steepleton. And while I'm going through those names, I am reminded that I would like to send out, normally we would do, again, another huge round of applause and thank you and congratulations to Professor Jeanette Wolfley, who is retiring at the end of this semester. So this is her, at least as a full-time faculty member, her last honors and awards ceremony. And I very much want to wish Professor Wolfley really congratulate you and wish you really well in retirement. So give her, I see a lot of hoorays showing up in the chat room. Hooray, Professor Wolfley, and a virtual congratulations to you as well. So with that, let us jump in now and get into our ceremony. And we will begin with our very first award. And our first award to be presented today is the Tort Scholar Award. And this award is being presented by Professor Carol Suzuki.
Thank you, Dean. Sponsored by a generous anonymous donor, the Tort Scholar Award recognizes a student who has demonstrated interest and proficiency in tort law. I feel so fortunate to give the Tort Scholar Award this afternoon to a student who is multifaceted and talented, having also earned an MBA with a focus on policy and planning from UNM. She is sure to be a star in business and law. I know this student first when she was a student in my torts class, and in her second year, she was torts tutor for my class. She was available to meet with her students, knowledgeable and supportive. She held review sessions, prepared students to write essay answers, and translated concepts I taught into segments that the students could actually understand. Because my torts students think the world of her for her work, as do I, the Tort Scholar Award goes to Lindsay Bundren. Lindsay, I invite you to unmute yourself and turn on your video and say hi to the audience so they can acknowledge you.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for the award. I am shocked and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Lindsay. And you, like I said, you will be getting the award in the mail. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next award is being presented. The next award is the Maureen Saunders Award for Excellence in Insurance Law. And this award is being presented by Professor David Stout.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's good to have seen you and to be here with you this afternoon. It's my pleasure to present the Maureen Sanders Excellence in Insurance Law Award. Maureen Sanders is a 1979 graduate of the law school, and she was a professor at the law school for over a decade. During that time, she pioneered a course in insurance law, and following her return to private practice in the 1990s, she continued to teach the class until 2016, over 20 years. Following her it is no overstatement to say that Maureen Sanders is responsible for introducing several generations of New Mexico lawyers to the joys and mysteries of insurance law. And her wise admonition continues to reverberate throughout the offices throughout the state, which is read the policy, read the policy, read the policy. The study of insurance for Maureen, however, was always more than simply an academic exercise. Rather, it was a way to obtain compensation on behalf of her clients who had suffered harm from the specter of tortious or wrongful conduct. Oftentimes, she found creative approaches to obtain insurance coverage where none appeared to exist. This award honors her teaching and her work on behalf of her clients. This year's recipient has evidenced a thoughtful and analytic approach to the study of insurance, which Maureen would have appreciated. He has enthusiastically probed deeply into the material and has embraced a fundamental Maureenism that the study of insurance law is a means to an end. This year's recipient honors Maureen's teaching and practice through his demonstrated understanding that insurance law is meaningful only through its practical application. It is my pleasure and privilege to present or to call to the dock this year's recipient of the Maureen A. Sanders Award for Excellence in Insurance Law, Christopher Papaleo. Chris, if you turn on your mic and your camera, we can say hello.
Unfortunately, I can't turn my camera on. It won't let me. So thank you, Professor Stout. This is a great honor. Unfortunately, I can't turn my camera on, but I'm toasting you and appreciate the honor. Thank you.
Congratulations, Chris. All right, thank you, Professor Stout. And now we will move to our next award. Our next award is the Judge Oliver Seth Award for Excellence in Alternative Dispute Resolution. And this award is being presented by Professor Vinay Harpalani.
Hello, everyone. So the Judge Oliver Seth Award for Excellence in Alternative Dispute Resolution recognizes a student for excellence in alternative dispute resolution. No big shock there. This award is sponsored by the late Jean, Seth, and others. And the award goes to Bridget Hazan. Bridget is deserving of this award for her out-of-class commitment to the ABA negotiation team and the ABA client counseling team. She'd already taken mediation courses even before law school, and through her experiences on these different teams, the negotiation and client counseling teams, she demonstrated real-world skills in representing clients in a manner conducive to out-of-court resolutions. She has strong communication skills, she can articulate complicated issues succinctly, and she demonstrates the emotional maturity to be forcefully committed to her client's position without taking it on as her own. So consistent with the core value of ADR, Bridget chose to direct her skill development towards excellence in interpersonal communication required to understand the various party positions and to resolve a matter without litigation. Congratulations, Bridget. And if you're here, please turn your camera on, say thank you. Thanks.
Thank you very much. I'm very honored.
Congratulations, Bridget. So we will now move to our next award, which is the Judge Oliver Seth Award in Ethics. And this award is being presented by Professor Veronica Gonzalez Zamora.
Thank you, Dean. I'm delighted to present the Judge Oliver Seth Award in Ethics, which is sponsored by the late Jean, Seth, and others. And it recognizes a student for excellence in the area of legal ethics. It was an honor to work and teach this student in my ethics course. He spoke confidently and passionately about the challenges that are faced by minority people and self-represented people in trying to access justice and access lawyers. And in office hours, he asked questions about why the state bar doesn't require more of lawyers and whether lawyers have a moral obligation to do more to progress justice. For his final paper, he wrote about the need to expressly extend the model rules of professional conduct to non-lawyer expert witnesses in order to prevent conflicts and avoid harm to clients and to preserve the fairness of litigation. He was also the student representative at the faculty governance meetings where he advocated for rural access to legal education and student-centered programming. I'm honored to present the Judge Oliver Seth Award to Jerrold Armijo. So congratulations, Jerrold. And if you're with us, please turn on your camera to say hello. And thank you.
There he is.
How's it going? Thank you very much, Professor Gonzalez Zamora and all the faculty. I really appreciate it. So thank you all, and congrats to the class of 2020.
Congratulations, Jerrold. Thank you. All right, so for our next award, we have the Irwin Stern Moise Award recognizing excellence in legal and judicial ethics. This award is being presented by Professor Joshua Kastenberg.
Thank you, Dean Pareja, and everyone who's in attendance. It's a real honor to be presenting this award. And I wish I were there to shake everyone's hand, particularly the recipient of this award, but we'll have to do the remote fist bump, as it were. The Irwin Stern Moise Award in Legal and Judicial Ethics extends the study of legal ethics into the judiciary. Judicial ethics are not quite the rarefied form of ethics that are untouchable, but they are one of the most important form of ethics there are, because a judge not only affects the ethics of sitting on the bench, but shapes the community that sits around her or him. The recipient of this award, I'd like to read to you what one of the nominators said, was a student in my ethics class last semester. She chose for her final paper to discuss the judicial selection process in New Mexico and the potential conflicts of interest it raises. Whether or not she has an interest in furthering the scholarship, it was exceedingly well done. She wrote about having to ask for $5 donations from voters, having to run on party tickets, and having to campaign in ways that seem absolutely contrary to the neutrality that judges must display at all times. That's a very poignant area of study, I'll add in. These issues are significant, but oftentimes students aren't given the opportunity to study them. And what's very significant to us in the law school is that the recipient of this award did precisely that. Now, as far as legal ethics, the recipient of this award has a background in social work. Oftentimes, when called upon in class to discuss preventing harm to clients, protecting people's money and their rights and potential claims, she would hearken back to her experience with working with people who had negative experiences with the legal system. She stimulated critical thinking rather for the entire class to follow along with, and develop meaningful ways that we can all improve our reputations as lawyers and provide social justice for all. So I am honored to present this award today to Sun Vega. And Sun, if you'll be kind enough to turn your camera on and provide whatever comments that you would like to do. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm really honored, and I'm grateful for this. Thank you.
Congratulations, Sun. Thank you, Professor Kastenberg. And now we will move to our next award, is the Professor Michael B. Browdy Award recognizing excellence in constitutional law. Let's see, this award I have show as being presented by Professor Ann Delfa.
Hi. This is the Professor Michael B. Browdy Award recognizing excellence in constitutional law. And for those of you who don't know, Professor Browdy was an excellent and exacting professor here at UNM and a scholar and constitutional litigator at both the federal and state level for decades. And the award is sponsored by the amazing Professor Ted Occhiolino, who needs no introduction and no comments, because most of you, I think most of us in the state of New Mexico and beyond, have taken at least one class from him. This award recognizes a student who displays excellence in the area of constitutional law during law school. And I am absolutely honored to present this award to Gary Coffin. Gary was an absolutely amazing student in my 2-semester constitutional rights class. He did not phone it in. He learned, I think as a result, I hope to be an excellent constitutional litigator because he went beyond the basics. Gary worked really, really hard to understand why cases came out as they did, how to model that, how to be a constitutional architect, and how to understand and to even articulate arguments he absolutely did not agree with and maybe even found repugnant, but that is absolutely excellent in being a good litigator. As a result, Gary generated absolutely wonderful class discussions, but he also generated and is going to generate great future litigation. I know he used these skills to become a community leader here in New Mexico because he and I had many talks in and out of class about what things that were going on and the way he used some of the skills that he learned. He's going to do great things for our community or whatever community he is in the future. And I know he will remember to look to the state constitution as well as to the federal constitution, which will make Professor Browdy very, very happy. Gary, if you would like, please unmute yourself and turn on your video. Unmute, darling.
Mute.
There you go. Try again.
Thank you so much, Professor. I had a great time, and I'm very appreciative of the award. Thank you.
You are very, very welcome.
Congratulations, Gary.
Thank you, Professor.
All right. Next up, we have the ALI CLE Award recognizing excellence in scholarship and leadership, which is being presented by Professor Carol Suzuki.
Sponsored by the American Law Institute and the American Bar Association, the ALI CLE Award recognizes a student who best represents a combination of scholarship and leadership. I'm honored to give this award to a student with whom I have had the pleasure of working with for 2 years as I serve as faculty advisor for the New Mexico Law Review. He was named a Marshall Brennan Constitutional Literacy Project Fellow and wrote a case note published in the New Mexico Law Review entitled, "Till Death We Should Presume," attaching rebuttable presumption to defendants charged with first-degree murder in pretrial release proceedings in the absence of capital punishment. He is the editor-in-chief of the New Mexico Law Review, Andrew J. Pavlidis. Andrew, I invite you to unmute yourself and turn on your video so you can say hi to the audience and they can acknowledge you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Professor. It's an honor to receive this award, and I am stunned. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. All right, now next up, we have the presentation of the New Mexico Law Review Certificate. So this will be a series of people. So I guess we may have more than one person on the screen, but I will now pass the presentation along to Professor Carol Suzuki.
Thank you, Dean. As faculty advisor for the New Mexico Law Review, I've had the fortune to work with wonderful law students who hold promise to be distinguished contributors to New Mexico and respected members of our legal community. I invite Andrew and Nick to reveal themselves to help me to honor the graduating editors of the New Mexico Law Review. You already know Editor-in-Chief Andrew J. Pavlidis, who led a motivated group of third-year editors and second-year staff to a successful and on-time publication of Volume 50 of the New Mexico Law Review. Despite the bi-journal symposium planned with the Natural Resources Journal being canceled due to the pandemic, the editors and staff are publishing a symposium issue. Thank you for your continued leadership, Andrew. Please be acknowledged.
Thank you, Professor. I appreciate it.
Managing editor Nicholas Chiato and I have worked together since day one of Tort's class, his first year of law school, through the past Monday in the community lawyering clinic, where Nick obtained a partial victory for his client in his online court appearance. Nick ably managed also to provide support to the other editors and staff of the Law Review, always with a positive attitude and generous spirit. Thank you for your guidance, Nick. Please be acknowledged.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Congratulations.
Now Andrew and Nick will recognize the other graduating editors.
Thank you, Professor. Before we get started, Nick and I would like to take a moment to note that it has been 2 tough years for those of us on New Mexico Law Review. This year, as everyone knows very well, we are dealing with the hardships associated with the global pandemic. Last year around this time, the life of our friend, colleague, and mentor, John Gray, was cut tragically short. All that had the pleasure of knowing John remember his kind heart and his willingness to help others. During this time, we would like to remind all of our colleagues that if you need something, please say something to one of us. We're all in this tough time together, but we will get through it. Because John served as a citations editor for New Mexico Law Review, it's fitting that we begin by recognizing our citations editors first, and I'll let Nick do that.
Thanks, Andrew. I will recognize our citations editors. First, Brent Chapman, citations editor. Brent dedicated a ton of time to reviewing hundreds of citations throughout the last year, but he also took on the very serious and daunting project of revising the New Mexico Law Review house rules that have benefited all of us. Thank you, Brent.
Thank you, Professor Suzuki. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Andrew. It was an incredible time working with everybody. I know it was difficult work at times, but it was awesome looking at the finished product. Thank you again. It's a great honor.
Next, we have Alessandra Martinez, citations editor. Allie was such a dedicated member as part of the team to all of us, both editors and staff. She went above and beyond in assisting the staff day and night. I would be CC'd on emails. Allie was there for everyone. Thank you, Allie.
Hi guys, thank you so much. I'm so honored to be a part of this team. Thank you both, Andrew, Nick, for all of your help, and Professor Suzuki for your constant guidance.
Thank you, Allie. I'd like to recognize our professional articles editors at this time. These three individuals put up with constant emails from me, requests to get things done faster, and they never complained. And so I'd like to first start by recognizing Sam Ashman. Thank you for your timeliness and keen eye in allowing us to select articles that we can all be proud of.
Thanks, Andrew, and thank you, everyone. Great to see you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Sam. Also, Sheila Jennings, thank you for your thoughtfulness and helping us select articles. Thank you for never complaining and for always giving everything a very thorough read. It's this kind of keen eye and attention to detail that allows us to do what we do. So thank you, Sheila.
Sorry, it was a pleasure to work with you all, and I'm so grateful to the other professional articles editors and our leadership. You guys were fantastic.
Thank you, Sheila. And last but not least, Lauren Jones. It was a pleasure working with you, Lauren. You always had a smile on your face and you never complained. Thank you so much for your role in allowing us to do what we do and put out a journal all of us can be proud of.
Yay, thank you so much. You and Nick were the best leadership we could have had, and thank you, Professor Suzuki, for just guiding us through these ridiculous times. Thanks.
All right, and now we're going to recognize our student articles editors. They were an integral part of the process. First, Alex Cervantes, student articles editor. Alex not only dedicated part of her summer last year to assist with both the preparation and the review and grading, if you will, of the write-on competition, but she was also extremely focused on providing feedback to the staff throughout the fall semester while they worked on their case notes. Thank you, Alex.
Congratulations, Alex.
Next is Jeanette Duran, student articles editor. Jeanette also contributed tons of her own time and efforts, both in preparing the write-on competition and in working on grading and reviewing the write-on. Additionally, she took a lot of time throughout the fall semester to help our staff members write case notes that they could all be proud of. Thank you, Jeanette.
Thanks so much. It was great to work with everyone.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you, Nick. I would now like to recognize our manuscript editors, these individuals that work with the authors who publish in New Mexico Law Review, making sure that we put out quality content that our readers and our board can be proud of. First, I'd like to recognize Daniel Chadbourne. Thank you for your willingness to help others, including the new editors. You always went above and beyond and everything that was asked of you. So thank you very much, Dan.
Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate both of you guys and your leadership with the law review. And thank you as well, Professor Suzuki. It was great working with both of you.
Congratulations.
All right, next we have Sabrina Hernandez. Your contributions to the articles that you edit really show attention to detail and an eye for what our readers deserve, what makes a great journal. So thank you, Sabrina.
Hi, thank you, Professor Suzuki, Dan, and Nick. Thank you.
Congrats.
All right, we have Aaron Stanton next. Thank you, Aaron. You were always very thorough with everything that you touched. All of your manuscripts always had very thoughtful, very thorough edits. And, you know, those are the qualities that make an excellent editor. So thank you so much, Aaron.
Thank you so much, Professor Suzuki, Nick, and Andrew. It's just been wonderful working with you all. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Aaron. And last but not least, Jerrold Urquhart. You're always a team player and do everything that's asked for you in your role as a manuscript editor. And we thank you for your contributions to New Mexico Law Review.
Thank you guys all very much. I sincerely appreciate it.
Congrats.
Right. Next, we want to recognize our online editor, David Link. Mr. Link dedicated a ton of his own time to ensuring that we have a very strong online presence and assisted all of us, in particular, Andrew and me, with frantic emails, wondering how we would get things online, how we would get things posted to the digital repository. Mr. Link would always respond in a very measured way and just kept things running smoothly. Thank you, David.
Thanks, Professor Suzuki, and to the rest of the editors.
All right, thank you, Nick. And last but not least, and perhaps most importantly at this point, Lionel Betch, our symposium editor. Thank you so much for planning a symposium that was ultimately postponed, hopefully canceled for the foreseeable future because of this pandemic. For those of you that may not know, Lionel spent at least a year, probably more, planning a symposium with the Natural Resources Journal called Activism in the Law. We had a tremendous group of speakers lined up for this symposium, panel discussions planned. It was going to be a 2-day event, and I have no doubt that if it had happened, it would have been an extraordinary event. Thank you, Lionel, for exhibiting extraordinary tenacity and for how gracious you were in these hard times, these circumstances. Many of us were very upset that the symposium did not happen, but I think all you did was think about the health and safety of others during this time. So thank you very much, Lionel.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. It's been an honor working with everyone, especially Professor Suzuki. And you can relax, Andrew, because I actually spent the last couple of weeks in an alternative universe where the symposium did happen, and it was fantastic.
Thank you for that, Lionel.
All right. Thank you, everybody, and congratulations one final time for all the members of the New Mexico Law Review and recipients of the New Mexico Law Review certificates. I would normally ask for a big round of applause right now for everybody once again, but congratulations to all of you. Way to go. Next up, we have the Hugh B. Muir Award, which recognizes excellence in tax law, and it's being presented by Professor Mary Lito Pareja.
Thank you very much. I have the great pleasure today of presenting the Hugh Muir Tax Law Award to Jeanette Duran. Hugh Muir was a tax lawyer with a distinguished career that exemplified service as well as excellence. Professor Muir served in World War II. He was a prisoner of war after being captured at Battle of the Bulge. As a lawyer, he worked in industry and he worked in law firms. He also ended up working for the IRS. Ultimately, he became a law professor at UNM, and he retired in 1983 after 15 years of service, and we owe him a debt of gratitude. We are very thankful for the tax section of the New Mexico State Bar, who sponsors this award for a student who exhibits excellence in tax law. And I could not think of a better recipient than Jeanette Duran for this award this year. She has demonstrated qualities of dedication and excellence similar to Professor Muir. I've had Jeanette in several tax classes. She is an excellent student. She is dedicated. She's a great classroom citizen. She has won national accolades, advancing to the semifinals of the ABA Law Student Tax Competition, including winning Best Written Submission with her partner, Luis Garcia. And so I'm just very, very pleased to recognize Jeanette with this award. So Jeanette, if you can turn on your video and your audio so we can say congratulations.
Thank you. I'm very flattered to ever see this award. Could never have done it without our excellent tax faculty.
Thank you.
All right. Now we move on to our next award. Usually I get a lot of exercise at this event from standing up and down. I will say this is an easier way of doing this. Our next award is the American Bankruptcy Institute Medal. This, as should be no surprise, recognizes excellence in bankruptcy studies. And this award is being presented by Professor Natalie Martin.
Hey, everybody. It's wonderful to see you. And I'm really enjoying watching the pets and the kids especially. So keep bringing them on. Anyway, this is the award that honors excellence in the field of bankruptcy, obviously. And it's provided by the American Bankruptcy Institute, which is this huge nonprofit organization that was founded in 1982, has 12,000 members, and supports all work in the area of bankruptcy, including telling Congress what it should do about bankruptcy. It comes with a gift, which is a one-year membership to the Institute, and there are a lot of benefits that come with that. We are presenting the award to two people this year, both of whom have shown remarkable skill, tenacity, and nimbleness, both in the class of bankruptcy, but also in actual cases. And so both of them come from my incredible spring clinic group, which was universally amazing in every way. And so I'll tell you who they are, and then we'll talk a bit about them so you'll know who I'm speaking about. They are Danielle Sabayas and Ramis Bernie. And so, as I said, they both provided excellent legal services this spring in the clinic, and it was very difficult. Just as Professor Suzuki has been working with her students until, very recently, we also had a hearing last Friday. And believe it or not, the bankruptcy court does not allow virtual signatures at this time, so we've still had to meet with clients. In any case, both have been so superb with clients, some of the best lawyers I have ever seen. I'm going to now just single each of them out for a moment. One of the recipients, as I said, is Danielle Sabayas, and I must say she is one of the most compassionate people I have ever known. I asked my students to comment on the particular unique skills that each had, and some of the things that people said about Danielle were that she's a wonderful group leader, a kind and caring advocate, and a person of utmost ethical standards. So I think before I talk about Ramis, I'll just pause for a moment to let Danielle come onto the screen if she would like and just say hello.
Hi, Professor. Thank you it's an honor to receive this award, and I couldn't have done it without your guidance and support this semester. Thank you.
Well, it was absolutely wonderful to have you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so now moving on to talk about Mr. Bernie. First of all, Ramis Bernie has shown a great interest in pursuing bankruptcy as a career, which of course is thrilling to me. I think this would be such an awesome choice for him because he really has it all going on with the numbers, and he's an MBA, but he has so much more than that going for him. He is an incredibly wonderful person that our clients really appreciated. When asked about him, colleagues said, and I agree, that he is deeply compassionate, he's considerate, and he has a unique set of incredibly good interpersonal skills. And that will come in handy no matter what Mr. Bernie does with his life, but I'll give him a minute to say hello as well.
Thank you, Professor. I am very flattered to receive this award, especially from you. I couldn't have done it without you and the rest of the faculty, and also can't forget my family. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to both of you. All right, now we will move to our next award, which is the Anne C. Scales Jurisprudence Award, which it looks like is being presented by Professor Stephen Homer off in the desert somewhere out there before some beautiful mountains. Good to see you.
Thank you, Dean. I just want to say I feel quite moved to see all of you. I love this class, and I was feeling sad not to have one last sort of moment with you. So it's just very nice to see you. The Anne C. Scales Jurisprudence Award is generously sponsored by the Honorable Lynda Vanzi, who I think I saw in the call somewhere. So Judge Vanzi, if you're still with us, thank you very much for your support. It's awarded to a student who demonstrates commitment to moving the law forward in the service of humanity, In particular, a student who has shown an interest and commitment to change in public policy and legal rights through innovative and creative work. The student who receives this award is perhaps best known to the 1L class for her stirring portrayal of Mrs. Palsgraf in an interview exercise that we did in lab. But she receives the award because she has been a fierce advocate for juvenile justice reform. She is working on a participatory model of advocacy that would allow the families of inmates sentenced to long-term sentences as juveniles to contribute to that advocacy on behalf of their family members. It's an innovative and important project, and she's known for being a person who speaks truth to power, and in particular in this exciting way. This award goes to Denali Wilson. Denali, if you want to let us wave at you, that would be great.
Thank you so much, and it's really an honor to be recognized in this way. I know my family's also watching on YouTube, so I want to say thank you to them.
Congratulations, Denali. All right, now let's move on to our next award is the West Academic Award for Domestic Relations Law, which is being presented by Professor Jen Laws.
Hi, everybody. Like Professor Homer, I'm so moved to see so many of you on my screen today. Unlike Professor Homer, I'm not in the desert. I've taken refuge in the long room of the Trinity College Dublin Library. Thank you so much, Dean Pareja, and it is my honor to present the West Academic Award for Domestic Relations Law. West Academic, everyone's favorite publisher of nutshells and hornbooks. We're very grateful for their participation. This award recognizes a student for demonstrated excellence and interest in domestic relations law. This area of law is complex, and it touches on many aspects of familial relationships, ranging from the fundamental right to marry to state laws defining and ordering those relationships, all the way to benefits bestowed or withheld by federal tax policy. It is not for the faint of heart. The nominee for this award is someone undaunted by complexity. This student was described by one professor as dynamic and by another as excellent. To those descriptors, I would add collaborative, articulate, and passionate about learning and the law. Heather Tanner shared her experiences in domestic relations courts during class discussions and updated her classmates on domestic relations bills under consideration by the New Mexico legislature. She brought her criminal law experience, and expertise to bear in her coursework and did not shy away from discussing uncomfortable topics like systemic racism, lack of clarity regarding jurisdiction in Indian country, and rehabilitation models. She's the winner of the award for domestic relations law and the best course tutor a professor could ever ask for. Congratulations, Heather. Please turn on your mic and camera and make some noise.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Laws, and to all my professors who guided me through law school, and love to my family who supported me. Thanks, everyone.
Congratulations, Heather. All right, our next award is the Law Offices of Lynda Latta Award for Excellence in Family Law Advocacy, which is being presented by Professor April Land.
Good evening. I get to give this award for family law and advocacy, and I'd like to start by thanking Lynda Latta for funding this award, because family law is often overlooked in its importance and its need. It is the largest unmet need in our state, and we appreciate the recognition. I'm also excited to give this award because I think it demonstrates, it rewards people and it demonstrates the importance of three basic characteristics: willingness to serve, flexibility, and persistence. And I think we all agree that the student who is going to receive this award, Gary Alzi, shines in all three of those categories. His willingness to serve and his flexibility was demonstrated by his excellent work and doing outreach, literally doing family law out in the streets of New Mexico, in the war zones on Friday nights, out on the West Side shelter, and persistence, not only in persisting throughout the summer and the spring semesters, but also summer and fall semesters, but also in this individual tenacity within a particular case where he represented a woman who was seeking protection for her young daughter. And through his tenacity and perseverance, we were able to get protection for that young girl. We were able to help them on. And I am so proud of him in every way. And I'm so glad to have had this opportunity to give him this award and to share in his willingness to serve, his flexibility, and his persistence. Gary, I think you get to unmute and say a word.
Thank you so much, Professor Land. Wow, that was awesome. I never thought I'd have an opportunity to be back in your office again. This is a great achievement. I am very proud of this. We had some long hours in family law and, in the community lawyering clinic. And I'm just, words are not enough to articulate how happy I am right now. Thank you so much for honoring me with this award.
Congratulations, Gary. All right, the next award we have here is the Atkinson and Kelsey Award for Excellence in Family Law, which is being presented by Professor Sonia Gibson-Rankin.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's great to see everyone, and I am very honored to have the opportunity to present our next award, the Atkinson and Kelsey Award for Excellence in Family Law, which is sponsored by Atkinson and Kelsey. We are so grateful for their support for this award because this is literally the best area of law to study. I'm not sure what all of you have been into, but this next person absolutely fell in love with family law, and I can still see the person sitting right in the middle of my class last spring. And the student took all of the information she gathered from family law, earning an A+ in family law, the very first A+ I've ever given in family law, and immediately applied it to community lawyering clinic last fall. From there, she went forward and actually contacted me. And I got this email from Miss Alessandra Martinez saying, can I come back to your family law class and tell them how they can connect the theory in this classroom to the practice in the clinic? She came and gave a fantastic presentation to the next class, explaining to them how to make things personal and real and take theory and put it into practice. And from what I've learned, the work she's done in the clinic is second to none. She has gone forward from using traditional and non-traditional advocacy, reaching for students and reaching for people through the Emergency West Side Shelter, which is so very personal to me because my daughters helped design and move it from a prison to the shelter. And so to watch and to learn that she took it from the next level of adding in advocacy and legal support, even helping elderly women secure permanent housing. Miss Ali Martinez, we are so grateful to you for loving family law and for loving our community so much. Please show your video and unmute yourself so we can tell you how much we love you.
Professor Rankin, thank you so much. I can't even begin to explain how much I loved your class and I learned so much. I have to give a shout out to Professor Land, who really gave me the opportunity to make a difference at the West Side Shelter. So thank you, Professor Rankin. Thank you, Professor Land. I'm so honored. Thank you.
Wow, the first day.
Congratulations. Now, our next award is the Margaret Keiper Dailey Award. And to present this award, we welcome back Professor April Land.
Hello again. Now I have the great privilege of giving out the Margaret Keiper Dailey Award. And I'm going to read this because it's important. It's awarded to a student who has demonstrated awareness of social problems, concern for people in trouble, and professional dedication to equal justice for all. And I want to thank the donors, and I want to thank our community for making this one of the largest and most important awards in the ceremony. I think it demonstrates the commitment of our law school to trying to teach and serve. And I think I think we can't underestimate how important that is and what an important role we as a law school play in this, as the state in the state to do that, and what an important role our students play in doing that. And I thank the donors for making this possible. And I also thank all of the students who showed so much dedication to equal justice and social problems. And I'm so glad that Professor Gibson Rankin talked about the work we're doing out at the West Side Shelter, because Alessandra, who received the previous award, and many other students who have received and will receive awards tonight, really did a remarkable job of providing service out on the West Side. But there's one student in particular who I think deserves special recognition, because it's one thing to care and it's one thing to give of yourself to try to make a difference. It's another thing to do the hard work of organizing, of planning, of going beyond just going out and providing service, but trying to figure out how can we make a program? How can we meet the needs of people in the most effective way? How can we balance that against the learning opportunities that students have? And Alicia Ubita Harvey, her leadership on this project is really what created the footprint for the ongoing work on this project. And so she did awesome, excellent work on that, as well as maintaining her own individual caseload, which included some of the students, some of the clients that we met out at the West Side Shelter, and from getting a young man, disabled man, an ID so he could function in this world, to a very complex case representing a grandmother seeking to protect children who had been abandoned by their father. She did an outstanding, compassionate job that showed her dedication to justice and concern for people in trouble. And it is my honor to have been her partner in that effort, and to now give her this award, and now to give her an opportunity to unmute and say hello and show her beautiful, loving face with pride and a sense of accomplishment for a job well done.
Thank you so much. I was really honored to work with you, Professor Land, and working at the West Side Shelter was one of the best experiences I've ever had. So thank you all so much. It's so nice to see everybody.
Congratulations, Alicia. All right, congrats. And our next award is the Jerrold L. Walden Memorial Award, which is being presented by Professor George Bach.
Hi, everybody. The Jerrold L. Walden Memorial Award goes to the student who has evidenced the qualities of heart that distinguished Professor Walden. Professor Walden was a champion of human and civil rights who was devoted to vindicating the rights of the least powerful. And let me start by saying, if you had told me that I would spend 3 years judging haikus for civil rights, I certainly wouldn't have believed you. But this student had me doing just that. In addition to his haiku advocacy, he also is a tremendous advocate and did amazing work for the ACLU and the New Mexico Center for Law and Poverty. He is the person who is perfectly suited for this award. He's going on to the New Mexico Supreme Court to clerk for them next year. I hope he leaves the haikus at home, but he's going to be a great asset for them. Lionel Betch, congratulations.
Yay! I'm extremely honored. Thank you very, very much. Truly, I am honored and humbled. I will try to be worthy of this beyond the humor value of haiku, and try to bring the gravitas it deserves. But thank you very, very much.
Woo! Congratulations, Lionel. Our next award is the National Association of Women Lawyers Award, being presented by Professor Veronica Gonzalez Zamora.
Thanks. I'm honored to present the National Association of Women Lawyers Award, which they sponsor. It honors a student for their academic achievement, their interest, and their contribution to the advancement of women in society. And one thing to note is that as of last year, 2019, only 38% of people in the legal profession were women. And that's still significantly higher than it was 5, 10, 20 years ago. But still, women represent only 20% of all of the partners at large law firms, 34% of the judiciary, and they still earn approximately 80% less in salary than their male counterparts. So this student and I, we met in office hours, and we had 2 very deep conversations about gender bias, gender inclusivity in the legal profession. We talked about underrepresentation in positions of power. And though other students exhibited some concern, this particular student seemed very intent on changing the values of the legal profession to be more inclusive. She contributed to class discussions when we talked about the ABA task force goals of improving gender inclusion in the legal profession. And another example that stands out is after a particularly charged class discussion, she came to me and explained that she believed I was the victim of gender bias in the classroom. She was very supportive and advocated on my behalf to the administration. And I thought this was really a great demonstration of her values and her integrity and her compassion for people. So it is an honor for me to present this award to Amanda Nelson. So Amanda, if you're with us, please turn on your video and unmute yourself.
Thank you, Professor, and hi, family who are all live streaming. This issue is really deep to me, so thank you. And as your stats show we have a lot of work to do still, but we're getting there, and thank you so much.
Congratulations, Amanda. Our next award is the Award for Outstanding Scholastic Achievement, and it is being presented by Professor John King.
Thank you, Dean. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the people who have sponsored the award. Various folks have done so. They include Vice Dean Carey, Professor Ann Delfa, myself, Professor Elisa Organic, Professor Michelle Regal, Regent Rob Schwartz, Professor Sarah Stedman, and Professor Peter Winograd. This award, the Outstanding Scholastic Achievement Award, it is given to a student based on the student's overall scholastic accomplishment. This year, it is my honor to present the award to Mr. Nicholas Sciotto, Managing Editor of the New Mexico Law Review. The various reasons were offered for why the award is given to Mr. Sciotto, but chief among them is his case comment, provocatively entitled, Constitutional Frankenstein, the Grand Jury Without Checks. The case note offers a thoughtful analysis of Mexico's Supreme Court's decision in State versus Martinez. Unfortunately for the New Mexico Supreme, Mr. Sciotto offers a vigorous critique of the court and predicts with concern that the decision will result in problems that the court did not foresee. I would like to ask Mr. Sciotto to acknowledge himself and to accept the award this time.
Professor, thank you. Thank you all. I feel incredibly honored. Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, now we will go to the next award. We actually have two awards being presented by Professor Steve Scholl, but we'll start with the first one, which is the A.H. McLeod Prize.
We've got to stop meeting like this. Hello, everybody. It's good to see you. What a welcome reprise it is to see faces with all the students I've been watching and working with over the past few years. I'm here this afternoon to present a couple of prizes. The first one is the A.H. McLeod Prize for Advocacy, which was established at the University of New Mexico School of Law by A.H.'s son, Doug. It's a veritable who's who among trial lawyers in New Mexico, and especially among former NTC mock trial members are numbered among the recipients over the years of this award. I'll give you a little bit of history on it. After graduating from Washington Lee Law School in 1929, 91 years ago, A.H. McLeod was looking for work. In that quest, he wrote to W.A. Kelleher, who was also a graduate of Washington Lee and had established a practice here in Albuquerque with a partner. Albuquerque is a long way from Lexington, Virginia. Mr. Kelleher received a letter from McLeod expressing interest in joining the firm, and on July 20th of 1929 responded to that letter. As is my tradition, I read a little bit of this letter to you. July 20, 1929. Dear Mr. McLeod, your letter of several days ago has not received a reply because I have been in West Texas. The situation here, which I had in mind, has not yet developed to a point where I can make any definite proposition, but things may shape up before long so I can do so. My idea would be to get a young man who is willing to work in a country where it would be possible to build a practice in a few years either independently or as a junior partner. Pay for such work here starts at from $125 to $150 per month, with increases as are justified by ability displayed and the amount of zeal indicated for the work and successful handling of business. Living expenses in Albuquerque are not much different from other parts of the country. Rooms here go from $20 to $30 a month and board from $50 to $75, depending on your taste. In your letter, I understood you to say you're 27 years of age. If that is correct, in what business have you been occupied, or have you attended school all that time? If you have a Kodak picture of yourself, you might forward it in the event you have not already made a connection. Very truly, W.A. Kelleher. Well, needless to say, McLeod got hired, joined the firm, and the firm of Kelleher McLeod became one of the most successful, still is one of the most prestigious law firms in the state. And he, A.H., was one of the, as a founding member of the firm, one of the pillars that built that firm. He was described by his peers as a tenacious bulldog in the courtroom. Well, the recipient of this year's H. McLeod Award is Alex Cervantes. Alex is a born trial lawyer and she is a bulldog. She was on the national mock trial team, which I coached for a couple of years. She demonstrated she's already got the insight and the instincts of a journeyman lawyer. She modeled ethical and professional lawyering, always fighting her client's position with zeal and confidence, which is no mean feat when you represent both sides of the same case in mock trial. Alex was relied on by her teammates, not only to demonstrate skilled execution of trial tactics, but also as a knowledgeable technician with the rules of evidence and procedure. She was a top oralist in her ELA 2 class among 38 other students. She excelled in ETP and is certainly one of the top advocates coming out of this class. In the community lawyering clinic this spring, while she was also doing mock trial, Alex represented a grandmother in a family court matter and was successful in securing the ability for grandma to raise the granddaughters at home, which is the only place the two girls or the girls had ever had any real stability. Alex handles herself always with professionalism and integrity. She's going to be a killer trial lawyer. Alex, I know you're here because I saw you a while ago. Key up your mic, key up your camera, and tell us something.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. And thank you to everyone that's watching. This is my sister. Thank you to my family and friends and to Steve as my coach, especially those of you who volunteered to be a witness for me or a judge, because learning those crazy scripts isn't easy, but I couldn't be here without you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Alex.
All right, I'm going to stay on here with you because I'm going to present another award, which is the Lewis R. Sutton Award. This award was established in the memory of Judge Sutton. I'm sure all of you have, over the course of the last 3 years, probably read a number of opinions by both Judge Suttons. This award was established by Lewis Sutton's son, Jonathan, who's now a retired Court of Appeals judge. Louis Sutton was lawyer here in New Mexico. He practiced with his partner in Albuquerque, who later became Justice Irwin Moise. We saw the Moise Award given earlier. Judge Sutton was appointed to the Court of Appeals in 1971 and served a distinguished career for about 11 years till 1982. Usually the tradition when I give this award is I hand a carnation to the recipient of the award, because Louis Sutton, there's a famous portrait of Judge Sutton hanging at the La Fonda up in Santa Fe. It's him with his roller derby on and a yellow carnation on his lapel. He was famous for always wearing a fresh carnation, but alas, the circumstances keep us from presenting that. Judge Sutton was known as the great dissenter. In a case called Morris San Miguel Electric Co-op versus Hicks, Judge Sutton observed, quote, "A dissenting opinion may not show what the law is, but it sometimes shows quite clearly what the law is going to be." And Judge Sutton was no shirker when it came to standing up for what he believed was the inevitable evolution of the law. And he took a lot of unpopular positions predicting what the law in a lot of areas in New Mexico was going to be. It's interesting because he served on the Court of Appeals during a time when there was a lot of tumult on the court. They were not a very collegiate group, very different from the court that Judge Vanzie and her colleagues run today. Back in the 70s, it was a really rough, wild place. It resulted in, that relationship resulted in the Supreme Court amending the Code of Judicial Conduct to add a collegial opinions requirement, and Lou Sutton wore that rule like a badge of honor. He took credit for forcing that collegiate treatment of each other into the record. As I said, this award was established by Judge Sutton's son, Jonathan Sutton. I received this award 31 years ago. I can tell you it's a humbling and an honor to receive it. Amy Childress is this year's recipient of the Lewis Sutton Award. Amy was also a member of the mock trial team for 2 years with me. She fought her way onto that team and competed in 2 regional competitions. She consistently proved herself to be a valuable member of that team, a solid trial partner, and a formidable opponent. Amy has an uncanny ability to read a room. She follows what's happening, not just with the arguments and not just with the evidence, but with the feeling. And those of you who have studied with me know that I always say there's 3 cases in every case: the law case, the fact case, the emotional case. And Amy has an uncanny ability to read and play the emotional case. Her ethics and professionalism are beyond question, and she also proved herself to be a real student of the laws of evidence and effective trial practice. Also, she established herself with all of us as an excellent baker, a fun and spirited teammate when the trial work was done. I'm very happy to present the Lewis R. Sutton Award to Amy Childress. Amy, key up.
Hi, Steve. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who volunteered to come be witnesses for us. I know, like Alex said, that's a lot of information to memorize. I know mock trial was one of the most valuable experiences that I've had in law school, so I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations, Amy. All right, thank you. Our next award is the Friedman, Boyd, Hollander, Goldberg, Urias, and Ward Award recognizing excellence in criminal law, being presented by Professor Joshua Kastenberg.
Thank you again, Dean Perea. It's once again, it's an honor to be here, and it's an honor to present this award. The Friedman, Boyd, Hollander, Goldberg, Urias, and Ward law firm has been on the cutting edge of criminal defense law, not simply in New Mexico, but around the world. There are many people who think that, well, criminal law is static, or it rarely changes. If that were true, then trial outcomes would be much more of a known thing, such as they are in courts I've observed in Germany, France, and Italy, which operate under the Napoleonic system. The law firm sponsoring this award, as I mentioned, has been cutting edge. And I first observed two of their attorneys in the court martial of Chelsea Manning, where they did a very effective job against the odds, to the point where the judge in that case, Colonel Denise Lind, who I know very well, commented that that is a model of criminal defense work in national security cases. The law firm has also represented Guantanamo detainees and done more than their fair share of civil rights and criminal defense litigation of the most dispossessed members of society in the state of New Mexico. And so the award stands not only for a law firm and lawyers who are emblematic on being on the cutting edge of fighting for social justice in the criminal and civil trials to include voting rights cases, but also for the proposition that the criminal law is hardly static. It's for that reason why the recipient of this award certainly deserves the acknowledgement of the award. The recipient of this award wrote a case note that was selected for publication in the New Mexico Law Review. It was titled "Facing the Music, the Effect of State Law of State versus Hall on the Voluntariness of Defendants Out-of-State Pleas, and on how New Mexico's consideration of a plea may result in consequences a defendant not consider at the time of making the plea in another jurisdiction." this particular issue is one that's hot in both the federal and the state criminal trials in the country. And I have no doubt, in having done more than peruse the scholarship in this award, that it stands a substantial likelihood of being cited not only at the trial court levels, but perhaps that rarest of all distinction in the state appellate courts, not only in New Mexico, but perhaps also in our neighboring states. The recipient of this award is Sam Ashman. He's been recognized for his excellent research and advocacy on behalf of unaccompanied minors and his silent, humble, and excellent approach to advocacy. Some of the best criminal defense attorneys in the country are not the ones who walk into court with the most testosterone, flashiest ties, and baritone voices, but are the ones who approach their clients and juries with empathy, humility, and the ability to talk. And by all standards, Sam Ashman will meet that. So without further ado, Mr. Ashman, Sam Ashman, if you'll please step forward to the mic and accept your award. Thank you.
Really an honor. Congratulations, Sam. All right, our next award is the Frederick M. Hart Prize, which is being presented by Professor Natalie Martin.
Thank you so much, Dean. I really appreciate that. I also really appreciate the opportunity to participate in this way. I think this is going really well, and I like seeing the comments and seeing the faces, so thank you all. As the Dean just said, this is the Frederick M. Hart Award, and it's being given for excellence in the field of commercial law, which makes sense because Professor and Dean Hart was a commercial law attorney, scholar, and professor, and hopefully still is a professor. I'm going to tell you guys how to make him stay here and keep teaching, I hope. But I first just want to say that personally, he's been a mentor and a friend to all of us, particularly to me. And I hear he says that this may have been his last semester. So if you could please use your email before you get off UNM email to send him an email and say, please don't stop teaching. You know, keep teaching alone with Natalie, with whoever. Let's keep this going, because if you haven't had him, you've really missed out. He is a real humbling force in the classroom and someone from whom I have learned so much on so many different levels, including a lot of personal levels. Some of you also may not know that he's sort of the father or the founder of the law school, in the sense that he was the dean here for a very long time. He started the Pre-Law Summer Institute for Native students. We were one of the first clinics in the nation to be mandatory, which is what has kept us ranked in the highest level of clinics, and was really a front runner in so many ways. So anyway, this is a big award. It's a big deal to be able to honor my wonderful colleague and friend, Fred Hart. The student who receives this award has been studying commercial law since his summer in Madrid in, I guess it was the summer of 2018. And since that time, this guy has taken every commercial law class imaginable. He was in secured, bankruptcy, sales, consumer law, and many, many others, and did an excellent job all the way through that. He is also a business person, which made a big difference, because someone with business experience really improves the quality of those classes for other people with their vast experience. This person is smart and funny and so full of life, married to a wonderful woman named Pam. And so this award goes to Chris Elam. So Chris, if you're there, can you show us your face?
It says I'm unable to start video. Can
Oh.
Well, I will tell you this. I appreciate the award. I was really not expecting it. Pam is sitting with me. Oh, here we go.
There they are.
There we are.
Congratulations, Chris.
I do want to shout out to the class as well. You know, this is my first time at university. My first school was United States Air Force Academy, My second school was online. I've done 1 million Air Force Institute of Technology certificate courses, and our dogs are going crazy in the other room. So I was telling Pam to go check on them. And this is the first time I've gone to a legitimate, like, real university. And I want to shout out to my classmates. I don't want to mention names because I don't want to forget anybody, but you know who you are. So many of you helped me along the way, and I've learned a lot, even when I didn't agree with everybody. I've learned so much from the whole spectrum of people we have, from the youngest to the oldest, and all the different backgrounds. It was really an amazing experience. And of course, I have to thank my professors. I don't want to mention names there either because I don't want to forget. And of course, my family for being super supportive. And I think that's about it. Okay,
congratulations, Chris. All right, let's go to the next award, which is the Corporate and Business Law Excellence Award, which is being presented by Professor Paul Figueroa. Professor Figueroa. All right, maybe we can come back to this award. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Oh, there, I think he's coming in. There he is. Ready? There you go. I'm not getting any volume. No. So would you like to come back to this award, Paul? You could give a thumbs up maybe. All right, we'll do that. See if you can find the, to get volume. So we'll come back to the Corporate and Business Law Excellence Award. And we will go now to the next award, which is the Felix Briones Award in Ethical Integrity and Business Law, which is being presented by Professor Laura Spitz.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me, Sergio?
Yes, I sure can.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for including me, and congratulations to everybody today. Like others, I feel pretty happy seeing faces in this time. This award recognizes a third-year student who best represents a combination of scholarship, leadership, and ethics in business. And I just want to begin by acknowledging the sponsors. Viola Briones, Felix Briones, and family, and then of course the Four Corners Community Bank. So like many of my colleagues, I've had the honor of teaching this student, and he is special. All of his teachers, me included, agree that he has consistently across all of his classes showed tremendous dedication, integrity, intelligence, and ethics, especially in his business-related courses, and especially in the context of commercial law and estate planning. Because I've taught him, I want to emphasize also his careful drafting skills, which are super important to me, and his very thoughtful negotiation skills. His ethical approach to law and law practice has been unassailable. In addition to his high ethical standards, he's known among his peers as being kind, collaborative, and generous. And ultimately, he is committed to taking his knowledge and skills to the underserved areas of the state in the future. Many, many, many congratulations to Rico Gonzalez for receiving this award. Rico, if you're on this Zoom, please show yourself, say hello, and congratulations.
Hi, Professor Spitz. Thank you guys so much. And it's awesome seeing everyone. Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, now we will, I've been texting with Professor Figueroa, and we will start my video here. I've been texting with Professor Figueroa, and we will now go back to the Corporate and Business Law Excellence Award, which, as I've said, is presented by Professor Figueroa.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I'm honored to present the Corporate and Business Law Award. This award is given to a student who has demonstrated excellence in corporate and business law. I am happy to co-sponsor this award with Dean Pareja, Professors Martin, Professor Mathewson, Professor Mary Pareja, Professor Pernal, Professor Schremer, and Professor Spitz. The award goes to Trey Gilpin. Trey is a highly creative and motivated student who has excelled in business and tax law courses. An outstanding class citizen, Trey has demonstrated a kind and collaborative spirit throughout law school. So congratulations, Trey. And if you're here with us, please say hello.
Trey may not be here. Let's see. Not seeing Trey, but congratulations to Trey. Either not wanting to come on or not here, but congratulations, Trey. We will now go to the next award, which is the Tom and Ruth Montoya Award, which is being presented by Professor Elizabeth Elia.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm delighted to present the Tom and Ruth Montoya Award to Eric Valdez. This is a relatively new award sponsored by Tom and Ruth Montoya, who have 2 children that are recent alums of the School of Law. This award recognizes the third-year student whose hard work and dedication resulted in the highest 3-year academic improvement over their law school career. In researching the keys to Eric's success, I learned from faculty and staff who know him best. They describe Eric as a student who's driven by intellectual curiosity and creative thinking. One professor told me that Eric is foremost committed to learning. The good grades just seem to follow. Another professor expressed the same sentiment when he explained that Eric dove deeply into an independent study project on mass incarceration, a topic that he simply wanted to learn more about. Eric provides us all with a wonderful example about allowing one's intellectual interests to be one's compass. But he arrived at this destination, this award, through extremely hard work and also remarkable courtesy. An administrator told me that, quote, Eric is the physical manifestation of humility and kindness. One of Eric's professors shared, Eric is the most polite law student I have ever met. Eric, may your interests continue to be your guide, leading you into a fulfilling and impactful legal career. Congratulations. Please feel free to unmute yourself and say a few words.
I would like to express my profound gratitude in receiving this award. I extend a sincere thank you to everyone who both believed in me and supported me throughout my law school journey. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Congratulations, Eric. All right, our next award is the Albert E. Utton Natural Resources Law Award, being presented by Professor Joe Schremer.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to present the Albert E. Utton Natural Resources Law Award, which is presented annually to a student who has shown excellence and interest in natural resources law. The award is named for Albert E. Utton, who was a longtime and distinguished member of our law faculty here at UNM. Professor Al Utton was a guiding light in a number of areas, including energy, water law, and transboundary law issues, and in fact, was the founder of the International Transboundary Resources Center, known to us more familiarly now as the Utton Center. The late Professor Utton's mark on the early natural resources program here at UNM is absolutely indelible, and his reputation continues to today. This evening, we are especially honored to have the late Professor Utton's wife, Mrs. Mary Utton, present with us via the magic of the internet. Mary and others are generous sponsors of this award, and for that we are most appreciative. Thank you, Mrs. Utton. This year's recipient of the Albert E. Utton Award is Christian Smith. Christian Smith is most deserving of the award named for Al Utton. He distinguished himself in a number of natural resources and environmental law courses, including, just to name pretty much everything in the course catalog, oil and gas law, administrative law, natural resources law, and water law. In addition to earning first-rate grades in these courses, Christian also managed as the managing editor of the Natural Resources Law Journal and served on the board of the Environmental Law Society. He did it all while infecting us with something we were happy to receive, which was probably the best smile in the 3L class. I can't give an award for that, Christian, but if I could, it'd be yours, my friend. So Christian, if you are here with us this evening, please reveal yourself, and my warm congratulations are yours.
Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you so much, Professor Schirmer. Again, this has just been such a great opportunity to come to this law school and come to New Mexico. So thank you to all the faculty.
Congratulations, Christian. All right, our next award is the Eileen Gauna Natural Resources and Environmental Law Program Award, which is being presented by Professor Gabe Pisciniak. I believe you're muted.
Dean, and good afternoon, everyone. It's great to celebrate with everybody who's graduating. Congratulations to all of you. It's my pleasure to announce this year's Eileen Gauna Natural Resources and Environmental Law Program Award, and the awardee is Ariel McMillan Sanchez. This award honors our Professor Emerita Eileen Gauna, a world-renowned scholar and leader in the environmental law community, also one of the founders of the environmental justice field. It is awarded to a student who has demonstrated outstanding service and commitment to the natural resource environmental program here at UNM, and Ariel has made outstanding contributions throughout her time at this law school. I'll give just a couple of examples. As the student representative to the New Mexico Bar Association's Natural Resources, Environment, and Energy Law section, she proposed and implemented a first ever speed dating style mentorship event. The event was a huge success with over 20 students and mentors from throughout the NREL discipline gathering in the forum for short 3-minute conversations. Everyone talked to everybody, including myself and Professor Schremer and others. And then each student was matched with a mentor based on their preferences from those conversations. There's been universally positive reviews of the entire process. Ariel also made Herculean efforts in a short time frame to organize a symposium and celebration marking the 60th anniversary of our Natural Resources Journal. Even though the celebration this spring had to be canceled, Ariel's extraordinary efforts will be reflected in a top-tier collection of national contributors to be published in the NRJ's symposium issue. She was also the president of the Environmental Law Society in her second year. And these are just a couple of highlights of her many outstanding contributions to our NREL program. Congratulations, Ariel, and please feel free to turn on your camera and say a few words.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Professor Pisciniak. It is truly an honor to receive this award, and my time at the law school has been really wonderful, and I'm so glad that I was able to give back to the program that has given me so much. Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, now the next presenter is Professor Reed Benson, and he will be doing two things. He will first be presenting the Natural Resources and Environmental Law certificates from his location in the forest there. And then he will also be presenting the Masters of Studies in Law Award.
Right, thank you. It is one of the best things I get to do every year as director of the Natural Resources and Environmental Law Program to recognize the students who are graduating with the Natural Resources and Environmental Law certificate. This year, there are 14 recipients, the most we have ever had. And, but I want to emphasize that the most remarkable thing about this year's set of recipients is not the quantity, but the quality. So many of this year's recipients they've not only been great in the classroom, but they did so much and did it so well in the clinic, on the Natural Resources Journal, Environmental Law Society, and more. So you are the 12th class that I've seen graduate at UNM, and in those dozen years of seeing our natural resources and environmental law graduates, this is the finest group of students that I've seen. So thank you for all the good work you have done these last 3 years. I'm really eager to see the good work that you do in the coming years. And the world needs you more than ever. So get out there and do it. So I will read each of the recipients. And after I read your name, go ahead and unmute yourself and turn on the camera and just say hello. Josh Baca. I don't know if Josh is on.
Possibly not. You could just go to the next name, and he can click on if he sees this a little later.
All right. Amanda Carmody.
Thank you.
And I should note that Amanda is wearing a stylish green stole that marks the Natural Resources and Environmental Law certificate recipients. Next, Amy Childress.
Thank you.
Kristen Edwards.
Yay. Thank you. I'm very honored to receive this award.
Congrats.
Victor Hall.
Thank you so much. It's a big honor. Thank you.
All right, we'll be seeing that same shot in a moment. Tara Hunter.
Hey guys, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for the program and the professors and everything that you provide here. Without that, I honestly wouldn't have known how much I would have enjoyed and continue to enjoy water law. So thank you.
Thanks. Morgan Johnson.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for this. I'm excited. It feels like we're getting the thing that brought me here, and I'm well on my way thanks to all of you. I can't wait till we get to be in community again as a group.
Ariel McMillan Sanchez.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad to have a certificate in natural resources and move forward and use it well.
Melanie McNatt.
Thank you. I've been so proud to be part of this group.
Julia Shaver.
Thank you, everyone. I'm really honored and humbled to have been a part of this program, and thank you for all the time I've had in it.
Christian Smith.
I plan to put it to a beneficial use. Thank you.
One last pun. It's only fitting. Richard Spradlin.
Hey, thank you so much, everyone. It's been a pleasure. I came to law school thinking I was dead set on criminal law, but I could not have been more thankful for the existence of this program and the opportunity to study natural resources and environmental law. So thank you very much.
Corey Strife.
Hey, everybody. Thanks. Glad to be along for the ride.
And Mara Yarbrough.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm sure everybody believes the same, but we are really, really fortunate to be able to choose from such a feast of options in this program and to have such supportive and accessible professors. And I thank you so very much for this.
Thank you all.
Congratulations, everybody.
Such a wonderful group this year, once again. So thanks to all of you. Next, I get to recognize a group of students that are the first ones ever to be earning this credential from the University of New Mexico. And it is the Natural Resources and Environmental Law concentration awarded to students who are graduating with the MSL degree, but have also met the requirements of including 15 credits of courses in natural resources and environmental law. So this year's recipients are part of the original MSL cohort that started in 2017 when I taught the introductory course for that program. And then all four of these folks took at least 5 natural resources and environmental law courses. So they have all seen more of me than anyone should ever have to. So all 4 of you students have cleared a path that I hope many others follow in the future. And I want to say thanks for all you've done. It's been a pleasure and congratulations. So the 4 students earning the concentration in natural resources and environmental law, Joaquin Baca.
Woohoo! Yay!
Thank you. Congrats, everyone.
Congrats.
Francisco Valderrama.
Yay! Just turned on it.
Hello, everybody. That was a great experience to go through this MSL program and be one of the first to graduate. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yay!
Casey Ish.
Professor, thank you so much. I'd like to say also thank you to Professor Schremer, Villa, and Parejo. Couldn't have done it without you guys, and we'll miss seeing you all on Mondays and Wednesdays. Thank you.
And Brian E. Jones.
Thank you, Professor Benson, for helping me through the last 3 years, and it's been a great experience. Thank you.
All right, congratulations, everybody. Our next award is the Honorable Pete Dominici Award for Environmental Excellence, endowed by Paul Bohannon, and this is being presented by Professor Cliff Villa. I believe you're muted.
Hello, everyone. Can everyone hear me okay? I'm talking to you live from Carnegie Hall, and I am here today to present the Dominici Award for Environmental Excellence, endowed by Paul Bohannon. The Honorable Pete Dominici Award for Environmental Excellence recognizes excellence in environmental law. Traditionally, this award goes to the student with the highest grade in environmental law. The recipient for this award in 2020 did indeed receive the highest grade in environmental law this academic year. However, this student has also gone well beyond outstanding grades to make major contributions to our nationally ranked program in environmental law. From the very start, even during accepted applicants day before he actually started law school, this student expressed interest and commitment to the study of environmental law. As a 1L, he excelled in my Intro to Natural Resources and Environmental Law course. He did summer internships in the field. He competed in the National Environmental Law Moot Court Competition in New York. He served as submissions editor for our Natural Resources Law Journal. As a student in advanced clinic, he led efforts to develop and testify on proposed legislation to expand access to energy efficiency services for low-income New Mexicans, with his legal analysis and advocacy drawing wide praise from state legislators. He also represented the student body on the faculty's Natural Resources Committee, providing direct input into shaping our environmental curriculum for years to come. The Domenici Award for Environmental Excellence goes to Victor Hall. Congratulations, Victor. If you could put your camera on and your mic, we'd love to see you and say congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. This is truly an honor. This is the best, most amazing program, the most amazing experience of my life. Thank you to the faculty, and thank you absolutely to my wife for keeping me well grounded. So thank you so much.
Congratulations, Victor. Oops. All right, our next, we'll have Professor Villa stay on the screen as we move on to present the Natural Resources Journal certificates.
Thank you, Dean Pareja. I have the honor of serving as the faculty advisor for the Natural Resources Journal. As you heard already, we are celebrating the 60th anniversary of NRJ this year. It is the first in its field. It even predated the name of environmental law. I have the honor also of reading names of each of the members of the executive board. I will read them in order, and when I call your name, if you could just unmute and show us your screen, we would love to hear a word from each of you. So first, co-editor-in-chief Melanie McNatt.
Hello, it's been an honor working on this team and with our board, and I'm so proud of the product that we've created together.
Thank you, Melanie. And co-editor Julia Shaver.
Hi again. Just want to say thank you to everyone who served on the board and was on the staff this year. I was really honored to be able to work with everybody, and I really valued the energy and the positivity that everyone brought to this year's board. And thank you, Professor Villa, for being our mentor through all of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. Managing editor Christian Smith.
Thank you, Professor Villa, and thank you for all of the rest of the board and also our staff, and then also Dan Aikenhead for serving as a professor for us as well.
Thank you, Christian. Symposium editor, the peerless Ariel McMillan Sanchez, who did an amazing job coming in and putting together a symposium. It may not have happened in this world, but the virtual version was outstanding and will also give us a wonderful publication. Ariel, can we see your smiling face?
Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun. I'm sad that it didn't come to fruition this semester, but I hope it does in the future. And I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone who worked on the symposium. It was a huge project. I didn't do it alone. Big shout out to Lionel Betch from the New Mexico Law Review. We were definitely partners in crime in trying to get that to come together, and we hope to see it come to fruition in the future.
All right. Thank you so much, Ariel. Submissions editor Ramise Burney.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. And it's been a pleasure serving on this board with you, even though I was kind of behind the scenes. I had to go to DC for a little while, but I appreciate everyone's support. And this is the greatest group of people that I could ask for, but also a great group of friends.
Thank you, Ramise. And submissions editor Victor Hall. Welcome back.
Oh my God, thank you. It was such an amazing team, and it's such an amazing experience. I'd recommend it to anyone. Congratulations, team. We're here. Cool.
Thank you, Victor. Associate editor Lydia Baylieva.
Hey, thank you. It was an honor to be part of the board, and big shout out goes to Julia for working with me and helping with everything. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Lydia. Associate editor Alex Tucker.
Hey, everybody. I just wanted to say that when I talk to people from other law schools who are on journals about their experience on their law journal, it's very different than mine. And that's partially because you all are so easy to work with. And really, it's been a great group. And just in general, to all of my classmates, you all amaze me. And it's been great to work with you. And I look forward to seeing you succeed. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. Lead citations editor Amanda Carmody. Amanda. Hello.
Thanks so much, everybody. Changed my life. Thanks.
Love you. Lead Citations Editor, Amy Childress.
Thanks, guys.
We love the balloons. Citations Editor, Andrew Bachmeyer. Andrew? Well, congratulations and thank you for all your contributions. Also, Citations Editor, Ricky Spradlin.
Hey, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on the NRJ. It was great learning to love the Blue Book, and citations turned out to be a lot more fun than I could have ever expected. Thank you so much.
All right, warms my heart. We love the Blue Book too. And Citations Editor, Luis Sanchez. Luis? Well, thank you to Luis for all of your contributions as well. And I think that wraps up my my part for the time being. Thank you to everyone on NRJ. We love all of your contributions.
Congratulations, everybody. We will now move on. And I am looking at the time, by the way. We had, I guess, roughly estimated till 6 p.m. based on prior in-person events, but this is obviously going to go a little longer online. It's been hard to predict. But we now move on to the Immigration Advocacy Award, which is being presented by Professor Mariam Aranjani.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to announce the Immigration Advocacy Award, which I'm incredibly proud to co-sponsor with my friends and colleagues, Professors Jenny Moore, Sarah Stedman, and Carol Suzuki. It's particularly an honor to give this award to a spectacular student and, more importantly, spectacular human being, Evelyn Ibarra Ortiz. Es un placer enorme dar este premio por su trabajo relacionado a inmigración a una estudiante y un ser humano espectacular, Evelyn Ibarra Ortiz. Unfortunately, there's not enough time to describe all her many accomplishments over the past 3 years, but in sum, Evelyn has made significant contributions to our university community as a student, particularly in clinic, CLIP, and I know in my criminal procedure class as well, as a student employee in media services and at the front desk, and as a leader among the student groups, in particular with Immigration Law Student Association and MALSA. Lamentablemente no hay tiempo para describir todos los logros de Evelyn, pero en resumen, ella ha apoyado mucho a las comunidades de la universidad y también de Albuquerque. She won this prize not only for everything that she has accomplished, but also for everything that we know she will accomplish as a public defender here in Albuquerque. As her professor and her fan, I'm incredibly proud of her. Ella ganó este premio no solo por todo lo que ha hecho ya, sino también para todo lo que va a cumplir como defensora pública aquí en Albuquerque. Como su profesora y hincha, estoy súper orgullosa de ella. Congratulations, Evelyn, and I hope you can join us to share some words.
Thank you so much. Muchas gracias.
De nada.
Felicidades. All right, we now move to our next award, which is the Clinical Honors Award, which is being presented by Professor Serge Martinez.
Hey, everybody. So it is really one of the great privileges of being at the law school and working in the clinic that I get to meet pretty much everybody. And I get to see you all and get to know you all. And it's such a treat. I really feel lucky to be able to have seen all of you pass through the clinic over the last year and get to know you a little bit and see all the amazing things you do. And so you know, as well as I do, that the clinic is a place where amazing things happen and where you all do amazing things. This is actually our 50th year of being the clinic at the law school, and we're proud to send you all out as the product of those 50 years of clinical training. It is every year a super hard challenge to select students for the clinical honors. And we do this knowing that we could probably select several more because we have such an amazing crew of folks in the clinic and we get so much great stuff out of you. And this semester, oh my, you all put up with so much and were so gracious and had so much patience and just good humor and desire to help your clients. It was inspiring to me and my colleagues, and we really thank you for it. So I have, luckily I get to say many, many names today. And so I want you to prepare yourselves for a little bit of time with me, but it'll be well worth it. So I'm going to start with the clinical honors from the Child and Family Justice Clinic. Oh yes, just so you know, I'm going to be doing it for all the clinics. So in the Child and Family Justice Clinic, one of the clinic honors goes to Jeanette Duran for her across-the-board excellence and awesomeness. And Professor Stedman would hire her to represent her, but hope she won't need to. I'm not so sure. But we are fortunate that she'll soon be our fantastic colleague, and we're grateful to have had the opportunity to serve our clients with her. So Jeanette, can we see your face for 1 second?
Thank you.
Yay.
It's amazing.
Congratulations.
Also from the Child and Family Justice Clinic, Evelyn Ibarra Ortiz. Evelyn's clients and causes will have a true champion. She's a passionate and compassionate advocate for those who are most vulnerable. And we look forward to seeing the impact she'll have, and we'll all be the better for it. Finally, from the Child and Family Justice Clinic. Oh, sorry. My apologies. Evelyn.
Sí, muchas gracias. Thank you.
Sorry. I'm getting so excited. From the Child and Family Justice Clinic, also Alicia Walls, who was always extremely thoughtful about the work she did on behalf of her clients. She was a tireless advocate, and it was a joy to watch her as she changed hats from her previous experience as a paralegal to that of a lawyer. She was generous with her knowledge and never hesitated to share with her clinic colleagues. She was a joy to have as a student in the clinic. Alicia, are you with us?
Thank you to everyone for the opportunities, the support, and the constant encouragement. Thank you.
All right. Next, I'm going to go to our community lawyering clinic. And let's see, Mara Anderson, who is fantastic, and I've gotten to know for a while over the last few years, provided superb representation consistently throughout the semester, including securing a not guilty verdict for her juvenile client in a jury trial. She and her Medical Legal Alliance project colleagues provided training to medical staff on social benefits for immigrants, and she assisted her colleagues in using best practices in timekeeping, which, as you all know, is something I very much appreciate, as we all do. Oh, Mara? Can I invite you to unmute and join us?
Hi, thank you so much. I really appreciate this.
Yay.
Congratulations.
An additional recipient of a clinical honors in the community lawyering clinic is Richard Azar, who did fantastic work on behalf of clients and in developing the Border Justice Initiative. His videos, his case file management, his brilliant public speaking at several events, and his provision of ongoing support for the effort through Advanced Clinic inspired the project and also his professors to go beyond what they had previously imagined towards more ambitious and achievable goals. Richard?
Thank you, Serge. I appreciate it. This is a shock. I told my wife I'm looking at these awards and I don't think I qualify for any. There must have been a mistake here, but this is a great honor. Thank you. Great to see everyone.
Another recipient for Community Lawyering Clinic is Alessandra Martinez. Ali helped take over and take care of a project, if that's what we could call it at the time, that barely existed in the West Side Emergency Housing Project that we did. And she helped create a foundation for the future provision of services to folks who are in dire need out there. And despite many barriers at the shelter, the city, and challenges that we faced internally with our own processes, she and her colleagues were able to create a strong and responsive plan for each of our individual clients as well as the project itself. Ali, I know I've seen you around.
Thank you, Professor, and thank you to everyone that I worked with in clinic. It was an amazing experience. Thank you.
All right. So next, I'm going to move on to the Economic Justice Clinic Awards. And because we had so many sections, we have several awards, which I love. First, I want to recognize Adrian Gandara, who was always willing to take new cases, jumping in head on whenever he saw a need. He was tireless and managed to give each client the highest level of service. He helped clients who were treated badly by other lawyers in our system and never lost energy for any project, large or small. He always showed great professionalism and a willingness to help others, both in his own section and all of the other clinic sections, particularly with Spanish-speaking clients who often felt left behind or overwhelmed by the legal system. Adrian, congratulations.
Hey everyone, thanks Professor Martinez. And I also want to thank Professor Martin. Professor Martin, you were a fantastic supervisor this semester. I learned so much from you, and I really just hope that your future students can learn as much as I did. Thank you, everyone.
Congrats, Adrian. Next is Amanda Nelson, who once told me that messy cases are the most fun. And then she spent the whole semester diving into every mess that we had in the clinic. She never flagged from the first week when she and I had a fight about whether she was going to get up at 4 a.m. and drive to Roswell, to the trial that she did a few days into finals week. She was an inspiration and tirelessly dedicated to her clients. Congratulations, Amanda. If you're here.
Yeah, hi, thanks, Serge. I had a blast in clinic, so thank you, and this means a lot to me.
All right, so the next person we want to honor is Dominic Romero. Dominic exemplifies the highest standard of professionalism and dedication to the practice of law. He spent well over the required amount of time on casework and office hours, and was regularly making his fellow attorneys laugh with his spot-on impersonations. He zealously advocated for clients both in litigation and written form, and he consistently rose to every opportunity for community outreach and was committed to legal research to make sure that our clinic's clients had the finest representation. Over the semester, he had a case where they had a hearing scheduled for the next day, and during their preparation, he found a seldom reviewed rule in landlord-tenant law, my faves, and as a result, in court, they prevented a woman and a child from becoming homeless. Congratulations, Dominic. If you're here.
Thank you, Professor. This is a great honor. Thank you to my supervisor, Justin Goodman. Wouldn't have been able to do it without him. And I'd also like to thank my colleagues that I had in clinic. It was a great experience. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Tom. And finally, for the Economic Justice Clinic, I want to recognize Michael Ward, because he was a model colleague to his fellow clinical students, sharing his expertise and lending a hand wherever needed. He counseled clients with sensitivity and finesse, and most impressively, he recognized early in the semester that the learning opportunities presented might not align with his career goals. He's primarily interested in criminal law and litigation, but nevertheless, he committed himself to learning as much as possible. He threw himself into his work in the clinic and also volunteered to assist on litigation matters for other clinic sections. Michael, congratulations. Anyone seen him?
No.
All right, well, he's super cool and I want to congratulate him. So I will move on. Let's see. So next, I'm moving to the Natural Resource and Environmental Law Clinic Awards. And first up is Kristen Edwards, who in her clinic semester as an advanced clinic student, she was the lead on a challenging litigation matter for a land grant client and successfully achieved a settlement. Congratulations, Kristen.
Thank you very much. It was an honor and I learned so much. I'm so grateful to have had the experience. Thank you.
Congrats.
Congrats.
All right, next up is Sheila Jennings. In the spring 2020 clinic, Sheila represented a land grant in negotiating a very complicated land lease for a commercial wind development that would bring revenue to the land grant for decades. Well done, and congratulations, Sheila.
Thank you so much for this honor. As we all know, we love the small people in this world. Here you go. It was so great. Thank you, Gabe, for all of your guidance.
All right, congratulations, to both of you. And finally, from the Natural Resources Clinic, Julia Shaver. In the summer 2019 clinic and as an advanced clinic student, Julia substantially advanced representation of land grant and tribal clients in multiple matters. And she was the lead drafter on proposed legislation to improve and expand energy efficiency services to low-income New Mexicans that the governor sponsored in the 2020 legislative session. Congratulations, Julia.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks to the clinic. I had a great time. That's why I went back twice. Thank you.
Congrats. All right, and so I also get to present finally for the Southwest Indian Law Clinic. And so the first person I want to recognize is Raquel Anakalea, who displayed a calm demeanor while demonstrating a unique way of advancing her position. She recognized her strengths and weaknesses and effectively represented the interests of her clients with passion and vigor. She worked diligently with the representation of clients. In particular, she assisted a single mother in a very challenging matter with a favorable result. Even though she believed she was not a litigator, her professor believed she has the unique skill set to be a humble litigator who will be successful. She always recognized the unique attributes of Native people and tribal governments and must always be at the forefront of any legal issue and policy matter. So congratulations to Raquel.
Manahu and Manahobu. I just want to say thank you to my family, and I love you all. I've done this for you, and I wouldn't be able to do it without you. As my cousin brother always said, love, peace, and elbow grease. Thank you for this honor.
Thanks, Raquel. Congratulations. Next, I want to honor Violet Cloud for her courage in receiving the gift of complex cases and court hearings in the first weeks and last days of clinic, for recognizing that uncertainty in the law exists and requires the lawyer to push the law and due process forward to protect rights without angering the judge, for her generosity as she patiently served as a legal resource to her classmates, talking through basic concepts and the most complex legal theories involving jurisdiction, culture, and case law, and for the care shown to clients, their families, the community, and justice while forging a commitment to excellence in practice of law and restorative justice in tribal, state, and federal court. Congratulations, Violet. Well done. Are you here with us?
Congrats. Yes.
I think so. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate this honor. And I'm really grateful to my clinic professor, Professor Creel. You inspire me every day. I'm also super grateful to my friends in my cohort. Congratulations, 2020.
Thanks, man. All right. Next, I want to recognize Morgan Reeves for her spirit, energy, and enthusiasm that buoyed summer clinicians and clients. Her open mindset ultimately allowed justice to prevail as she cleverly and determinedly solved intractable problems, found missing pieces and people, and breathed new life into a case that even the client had given up on. Her never give up attitude positively resolved that case and found answers for others, even ones that the clinic ultimately didn't accept. In all cases and projects, she was open to learning new skills and humbly displaying talents in complex litigation.
That's so nice.
With a strong heart and intestinal fortitude, she remained in clinic after the closing bell of the semester and after co-counsel checked out, demonstrating her commitment to leave all matters and the world in a better place than she found it. Morgan, congratulations.
Wow, Serge, thank you so much. This is such an honor, and I want to give a shout out to Professor Creel. Thank you for being such an amazing mentor. Thank you, guys.
All right, congrats, Morgan. The last award that I'm going to present right now is to Heather Tanner. Professor Zuni Cruz told me that she had an exceptional group and she found this to be an extremely challenging selection. But she ultimately decided to give this award to Heather Tanner for her work in a complicated and multi-jurisdictional, multi-semester matter. There was nothing simple, routine, or commonplace during the entirety of the case. Through highs, lows, twists, turns, and multiple challenges, she was steady throughout, from the beginning of the semester to the close of the matter. She was adept in working with co-counsel, skilled at appellate and trial court level, dedicated, helpful to her peers, respectful, inspiring. Congratulations, Heather.
Thank you so much. This is an amazing honor. I want to thank Professor Zuni Cruz for all of her amazing mentorship and my co-counsel Joseph and Amber. This was an amazing experience to be part of.
So congratulations to all of the clinical honorees and award recipients. I cannot wait to see the amazing things that you all do, as well as all your colleagues. This is a great class, and I'm delighted to have had the chance to spend time with you in our clinic. Bye now.
Yes, congratulations to all of you who've received clinical honors. And now our next award is the Clinical Legal Education Association Outstanding Student Award, which is being presented by Professor Gabe Pasiniak.
Thank you, Dean. Once again, very excited to announce this award, which is sponsored by the Clinical Legal Education Association. The CLEA Award recognizes a student who excelled in clinical legal education. I'm very proud to announce that this award goes to Kristen Edwards. As Serge already mentioned, Kristen was an outstanding student in the Natural Resource and Environmental Law Clinic, including as an advanced clinic student. And Serge mentioned that she took on lead counsel of a complicated litigation in support of a land grant. And I'll just add that that was a really challenging case, and Kristen provided incredibly meticulous legal analysis and writing. She also showed exceptional poise in the courtroom and did a great job in all of her work. But in addition to that work in the NREL clinic, she also pursued the opportunity to work on the Clinical Law Program's Breastfeeding Task Force project under the supervision of Professor Suzuki. There, she was instrumental in organizing the Breastfeeding Behind Bars Planning Summit in November 2019, a meeting of corrections officers and administrators, legislators, breastfeeding advocates, inmate advocates, faculty, and students to discuss policies mandated by the new state law to protect pregnant and breastfeeding women who are incarcerated as well as their infants. For Kristen's leadership in all of her work in the clinic, the CLEA Award is given to Kristen Edwards. Congratulations, Kristen. And please unmute yourself and share.
Thank you very much. It was an honor working with you. I couldn't have done it without your support and also the support of Professor Suzuki, also David Stout and Serge. I learned so much and it was an incredible opportunity. And again, I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Congratulations, Kristen. And now we go to our next award, which is the International Law and Comparative Law Award, which is being presented by Professor Jenny Moore. Professor Moore. All right, maybe we will come back to this award. Oh wait, Jen Laws is. Are you presenting this award?
Sergio.
Oh, there you are, Jenny. Yes.
I just couldn't make my camera show.
Okay, you can present the award. There you
go. Great, thank you, Dean. And it's an honor to present an award to any member of this remarkable class of 2020. You're graduating at a difficult and transformative time, and we look forward to all your contributions. So congratulations to you all. So the award that I am presenting is the International and Comparative Law Award. And this award is sponsored by your grateful and devoted professors, April Land, Serge Martinez, Jeanette Wolfley, and myself. The award this year goes to Nadia Cabrera Mazzeo. It is my pleasure to present the award to you, Nadia, because you have truly excelled in international and comparative law since your very first year in law school. As a 1L, you took and excelled in international law with Professor Anna Anzic Tomlinson. The summer after your first year, you participated in the Madrid summer program. In your second year, you excelled in a seminar that it was my privilege to teach called Refugee Law. And in your third year, you took and excelled in another seminar, Human Rights 1. I'll just briefly add that your scholarship in the refugee law seminar was extraordinary. You wrote a fine paper on the protection of asylum seekers who fear persecution on account of their socioeconomic class. And for your excellence in scholarship and in your teaching and learning that you took part in the classroom, it is my great pleasure to present this award to you. And you can unmute yourself if you want.
Okay, I think I'm on. Thank you so much. This is a huge honor, especially coming from someone I admire so much. Thank you, Professor Moore.
Thank you, Nadia.
Congratulations, Nadia. Next, we have the presentation of the Tribal Law Journal certificates, and they are being presented by Professor Christine Zuni-Cruz.
Surprise, not really.
All right.
Professor Zuni-Cruz has been experiencing some connection issues and so asked me to take her place. Sorry, I misspoke. To stand in her stead right now. I could never take her place. She's fantastic. But to do this for her, she's really sorry that her internet has chosen to act up on today of all days. But she wishes she could be doing this instead of me. So she wanted me to acknowledge that this was the 20th volume of the Tribal Law Journal, and that she was really impressed and honored to work with this year's board to commemorate that fantastic and super important milestone, and thought it was a privilege and an honor to work with you all and to recognize your accomplishments in this moment. So again, I'm sorry that I have to, it has to be me and not her, but she sends her best and is really, really pleased and impressed with you all. So let me start by recognizing the co-editors-in-chief, Jerrold Allaire and Jordan Oglesby. I think I saw one or both of them before, but
yep, they're there. They're on the screen. Congratulations.
Well, congratulations to both of them.
Thank you.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you, Serge, for stepping in. I'm sorry to hear that Zuni-Cruz wasn't able to join us, but I just want to thank her for being a great mentor for the Tribal Law Journal, and also to my co-editor-in-chief, Yarrow. It's been such a joy to serve with you on the Tribal Law Journal, and to our staff and editors, thank you all for an amazing year and an amazing 20th volume.
And I just want to say thank you to Jordan for being so great to work with this year. I've loved every minute.
So those of you at home watching know this is not scripted at all, but do you want Yarrow and Jordan, do you want to recognize the other folks, or do you want me to carry on?
Jordan, what do you think?
We can just jump in and just recognize Paige, Beth, and Peter. Thank you all for being great editors this past year. I know we've all gone through a lot, but you guys have made it just such an amazing year, and I couldn't think of a better team to work with.
And I don't know if Carmen is on, but whether she is or is not, we couldn't have done this year without her too, and we miss her. And we wish she was here with us now, but we're happy she's on as well. So
awesome. So let me formally go through who were the editors this year. So the managing editor was Carmen Borja. Is she with us? No,
Is Carmen there? Yeah.
no. I think she's might be in the wrong time zone. The citations editor was Paige Deem. Congrats, Paige. Well done.
Congrats.
Ooh, wow, we're not batting 1,000 here.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, there she is.
Thank you guys. It was a really amazing year. Working on this journal was a really valuable experience, and I consider you guys my friends, and I was really honored to work with you and learn from you. So thank you so much.
All right. Congratulations, Paige. The submissions editor was Beth Wright. She's here.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you to the whole team. We did a great job in kind of bringing the Tribal Law Journal forward and bringing it to be the journal that it should be and is. Thank you.
Thanks, Beth. Congratulations. And finally, the senior editorial staff is rounded out by Peter Armijo.
Hi, thank you. I did want to say that this was such a humbling experience, and I want to say it was a privilege to work with each and every member of the staff and board. So thank you all.
All right, so congratulations to the Tribal Law Journal for putting out the 20th volume and doing a great job. Well done.
All right, congratulations, everybody. Next up, we have the Henry Kent Anderson Human Services Award, which is being presented by Professors Barbara Creel and Professor Jeanette Wolfley.
Hello, everyone. I'm Barbara Creel, and this is the Henry Kent Anderson Award. The Henry Kent Anderson Award is made possible by the Anderson Fund and a generous donor who wanted to honor his ancestor, and Henry Kent Anderson, and commitment to justice. The award goes to a student who has demonstrated both in exemplary work and deed concern for victims of society's inequities. Together with Professor Wolfley, I have the honor to present this Henry Kent Anderson Award to Violet Cloud. Violet, you deserve this award for your exemplary work and deed in your research. Violet's research paper was entitled Restoring Tribal Communities by Reducing Exposure to Federal Prosecution, a different kind of solution, and examines the legal and social complexities of federal prosecution of American Indians and Alaskan Natives. Violet is committed to criminal defense, right to counsel, nation building, restorative justice, civil and human rights. And in the Southwest Indian Law Clinic, she had the opportunity to work with her colleagues on a over-policing and police use of force case. She represented the Native American client in state court and successfully won the case and prepared the case for a civil rights action against the unlawful use of force. Violet, congratulations on all of your achievements. Many blessings in the road ahead. I look forward to working with you. And now I hand over the microphone to Professor Jeanette Wolfley.
Good evening, everyone. I'm happy to see you all. And also I want to say congratulations to all of you and your many accomplishments. And I will wait to hear amazing things about all of you. Let me say a few words about Violet. The words that come to mind when I think about Violet are the words caring, compassionate, confident, empowering people, meaningful influence, and ensuring equality. These words all describe why we give this Henry Kent Anderson Human Services Award to Violet this year. And it's my honor, along with Barbara Creel, to present this to her. And we are pleased that she is able to join us today. And Violet, if you'd like to say a few words. Thank you.
I really don't know what to say. This is a real shock. I'll be honest, this has been a really tough time for me, and I know our communities are really struggling and not feeling like we can do a whole lot to make a difference. And that's kind of the point of why a lot of us went to law school. So we're in this holding pattern. I'm really grateful for you guys' recognition, and you have no idea how much I admire the two of you, as well as the rest of our Native faculty and scholars that are in our science communities as well. I have a Native advisor in my clinical psychology program, and she inspires me as well. And we're strong, and we're gonna get through this. So thank you very much.
Congratulations, Violet. All right, we now will turn this over to Professor John Lavelle, the director of our Law and Indigenous Peoples program, who will be presenting the Indian law certificates.
Thank you, Dean Perea, and congratulations to the entire graduating class. I'm honored to be able to recognize the 7 students who are recipients of our Indian law certificates. These students have worked hard with all of the faculty of the Law and Indigenous Peoples program to fulfill the rigorous requirements of the certificate, 21 course units to be completed to get the certificate. And I'm always very encouraged to realize that we have these excellent graduating students that are going to go out there in the legal profession and tackle all of the tough legal issues that are so important to address in order to provide support for our Native communities. So congratulations to all 7 recipients. And if you'd like to say a few words when I recognize each of you, that would be great. First recipient is Yarrow Allaire.
Thank you guys. I really have loved learning everything with you guys, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you. And the next one is Joseph Bird.
I just want to say thank you to the friends and family and all the faculty for their support. Thank you.
Thank you. And Violet Cloud is also a recipient.
Thank you. I'm really proud to be a part of this and to have the Indian law certificate and to push federal Indian law forward and advance the interests of our communities. Thank you.
Thank you. And Naomi Droll.
Thank you. I'd like to say thanks to the law school faculty and the Indian law faculty. We're a top law school for Indian law for a reason.
Thank you. Amber Holland.
Thank you to UNM Indian law faculty and for the school for creating such a great space for learning about Indian law.
Thank you. Jordan Oglesby.
Thank you, Professor Lavelle. Thank you for this program. It's really such an honor to have this certificate, especially with everything that's going on back home. I really appreciate this acknowledgement.
Thank you. And the 7th recipient is Beth Wright.
Thank you. Thank you to all of my colleagues and all of the faculty for supporting us throughout this time in law school and bringing forth a great Indian law program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, everybody. And now I would ask Professor Lavelle to stay on the screen to present the Mary Beth and Richard West Jr. Award recognizing excellence in Indian law.
And thank you once again, Dean Perea. There's no shortage of students who have done excellent work in Indian law, including all the students that you just heard from. But we have to single out one student who particularly merits this very important award. This award was established by 2 luminaries in the field of Indian law with special connections to UNM School of Law and to Albuquerque. Mary Beth West is an attorney who's currently a professor of political science at the National Defense University Industrial College of the Armed Forces. And W. Richard West Jr. is the founding director of the Smithsonian National Museum of the American Indian, both again with connections to our law school. One personal anecdote, a connection that I relate to, my husband, Monty Dercardin, was actually babysat by Richard West's parents when he was a child. So they all lived here in Albuquerque. It's an honor for me to recognize the recipient of this award. The recipient is Amber Holland. And Amber is a member of the Lumbee tribe of North Carolina. Before she started law school, Amber was a public educator in North Carolina. She has served as a law student, served as the Area 5 representative for National NALSA. And she is a recipient of the prestigious Udall Foundation Native American Congressional Internship. She has done excellent work across the board in all of her classes that she took for the certificate. And I had the special honor and privilege of being the coach for all of the moot court teams that attended the National NALSA Moot Court Competition at the University of California at Berkeley in mid-February, when we could still travel before all that was shut down. Amber and her partner, Richard Azar, advanced to the Sweet 16 round in a very competitive field of 64 teams and did a stellar job. So I was so impressed with the deep work that they did. They kept me on my toes as the coach, having to investigate and look into lots of different cases and touching upon the very complex moot court problem. So I'm very honored to recognize Amber Holland as the recipient of this award.
I am very honored and humbled by this award. And again, I really am appreciative of UNM providing such a space for us and for all of the support that we've received from our Indian law professors throughout this process. And working with National NALSA, I've learned that Indian students don't always receive these opportunities. So I'm extremely grateful to UNM School of Law for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Amber.
Congratulations, Amber. All right, now we will move on to the Health Law Scholar Award, which is presented by Emeritus Professor and Regent Rob Schwartz.
Thank you, Dean. Am I appearing on your screen?
Yes, you are.
Oh, good. I'm certainly proud of my 45 years at UNM Law School. And UNM Law School has had a remarkable history in health law. Two of our earliest great health law students have made their mark in public health law this year nationally. They are New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham and New Mexico Secretary of Health Kathy Kunkel. I believe that the governor graduated a couple years before we were giving this award, and Kathy Kunkel actually received this award when she graduated from the law school. And following in their footsteps this year is the 2020 Health Law Award winner, Lauren Jones. Lauren worked for the Inspector General of in the Healthcare Fraud and Abuse Division of the Department of Health and Human Services. She also worked with UNM's Superb Medical Legal Alliance program in the clinic. She was selected to go to the ABA Health Law Conference in San Diego this year. The conference was canceled, but I have a sense that Lauren will be going to that conference annually for the next several decades when she's practicing health law in New Mexico. She was also a superb student in the health law course this semester. So Lauren, congratulations.
Oh my gosh, I'm so surprised. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed your class, and I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to go to DC and work for the Inspector General and to just have the support of other professors here at the university. And I'm looking forward to going to the conference the next time that we're allowed to travel. Thank you.
Congratulations, Lauren. All right, now we move on. We have, it looks like 3 awards left. We've got the LexisNexis Award recognizing highest academic achievement. So the top 3 ranked members of the graduating class. And this award is being presented by Vice Dean Camille Carey.
Hi, everybody. As Dean Pareja said, this is the LexisNexis Award recognizing the highest academic achievement. So we are grateful to LexisNexis for its contributions in support of our top 3 ranked members of the graduating class. Our first recipient of the LexisNexis Award is Alexandra Cervantes. Alex?
Hello.
Hi, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'd like to say thank you to everyone that's watching and all my professors who helped me along the way, especially Professor Stout and Scholl. And then a big thank you to my mom and dad, because without their support, there's no way I could have done what I did in law school. So
Thanks, Alex. Congratulations. The next recipient of our LexisNexis Award recognizing highest academic achievement goes to Kristen Edwards. Kristen?
Thank you so much. I'm really surprised, but thank you very much. I also want to thank all my family and friends and professors and mentors, and I couldn't have done it without all of the incredible support that I've had throughout law school. Thank you.
Congratulations, Kristen. And finally, the LexisNexis Award recognizing highest academic achievement goes to Jordy Kandarian. Hi.
Hello. I'm honored. Thank you. It's been fun.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations to all three of you. Now we move to the Dean's Awards. Now what these awards are, these are ones that I give out these awards. I get approached by people who inform me or that I've seen students who have done things around the school that have really set them apart and they've really contributed to the law school in some positive way. And it does not go unnoticed when people do these positive contributions. So this is a special award that goes out in recognition for those positive contributions. So I will read names. There are several recipients of Dean's Awards. And when I read your name, if you are there and want to unmute and appear on the screen, let us celebrate with you. So first I have Yarrow Allaire. Congratulations, Yara.
Thank you.
Then next I have Richard Azar. Richard Azar, if you're there. Yes. Congratulations, Richard.
Hi, thank you.
Next I have Lydia Bailieva.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Lydia. Next we have Pilar Borneo.
Oh.
If you're there, Pilar.
Oh, I'm here.
All
Hi,
right.
thank you.
Congratulations. All right, the next Dean's Award recipient is Joseph Bird. If you're there, Joseph, let us celebrate with you. Congratulations, Joseph.
Thank you, Dean, and thank you again to the faculty and all my family and friends. Thank you.
Next recipient of a Dean's Award is Lisbeth Carrasco Gallardo. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you to everybody, and it's really, really nice to see you all again. I also want to take time to thank my family. Gracias, familia, por toda su ayuda y su apoyo. Thank you, everyone.
Next recipient is Daniel Chadbourne. Daniel Chadbourne. If you're there, Daniel. Well, congratulations to Daniel. Next recipient is Brent. Oh, there's Daniel. Hey, Daniel.
It was a little delayed on my side. I have a bad internet connection, but thank you all, and I look forward to thanking you in person someday.
Congratulations. Next recipient of a Dean's Award, Brent Chapman. Brent Chapman.
Hello, thank you, everyone. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Thanks.
Congratulations, Brent. Next recipient of award is Paige Diem. If you're there, Paige, congratulations.
Oh, wow. Thank you, guys. I'm very touched and honored. Thank you so much, Dean. I appreciate it.
All right, and the next recipient is Naomi Droll. Naomi, congratulations, Naomi.
Thank you, faculty.
Next recipient of a Dean's Award is Sheila Jennings. Sheila Jennings. Congratulations, Sheila.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Next recipient, Morgan Johnson. Morgan Johnson, congratulations.
Hi, thank you so much, Dean. This means more to me than you could know. I'm so grateful to have been a part of this class. Thank you.
Congrats. Next recipient is Laureana Larkin. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Next recipient is Joel Lobo. Joel Lobo, congratulations, Joel.
Thank you all. I couldn't have done it without all of you. Good to see you all.
Next recipient is Ariana Montes.
Thank you, Dean Pareja.
Congratulations. And then finally, Jared Urquhart.
Thank you all very much.
Congratulations, Jared. And that's the last of the Dean's Awards. I would like to congratulate all of the recipients who've received the Dean's Award. And now for our final award for today, it is the Faculty Award, which is being presented by Professor Cliff Villa.
Thank you, Dean Pareja. Thank you to all the people who have lasted on this this wonderful occasion. I know it's gone over time, but it has actually been so much fun, and I appreciate all the support and all the comments in the chat. I have the honor today of presenting the very last award of the afternoon, the Faculty Award, supported by donors across the law school faculty to recognize one truly superlative graduating law student who makes an outstanding contribution to the law school community. The award this year goes to a student who I had the good fortune of meeting in my environmental law class in fall of 2018. At the end of that semester, students gave in-class presentations on any environmental topic of their choosing. This student gave a presentation about a contaminated site in her hometown of Espanola, New Mexico. Comparing the Espanola site to a strikingly similar site in Albuquerque, this student demonstrated the gross injustice with which the poor, extremely diverse community of Espanola have been treated by environmental agencies. That class presentation led to an independent study, which led to convincing our Natural Resources and Environmental Law Clinic to represent the Espanola community in the fight for environmental justice. As a clinical student, she testified in public meetings, spoke with print and radio journalists, and elicited support from staff of the entire New Mexico congressional delegation. But much more than one person's fight for environmental justice in one community, this student helped engage the entire law school community in concerns for environmental and social justice. As founder and chair of the law school's Environmental Justice Committee, she helped organize a series of lunchtime presentations to bring community advocates to the law school to share their real life experiences. She also helped plan and execute an environmental justice bus tour that took law students and faculty to communities in northern New Mexico to listen and learn directly from community leaders. On an even broader level, she served as president of the Association of Public Interest Law, among other things, helping to raise funds to support summer fellowships for her fellow law students interested in pursuing careers in public interest law. When the coronavirus pandemic hit, while many of us retreated to binge watching The Tiger King, this student continued her leadership role in our law school community, among other things, organizing a collection of face masks for healthcare workers on the front lines of the pandemic. She also placed herself on the front lines of the response by participating in weekly food bank distributions. On Facebook, another admiring student recently asked our faculty award winner for her life instruction sheet. Of course, there is no real instruction sheet for life, like there is no perfect life. But when it comes to models for service to our law school community, we could not do better than the winner of the faculty award for the UNM School of Law class of 2020, Mara Yarbrough. Congratulations, Mara. Can you turn on your camera so we can offer you congratulations?
Congratulations.
Hello.
Congratulations.
I am shocked. I'm so humbled and so honored by this recognition. This entire event has been incredibly heartwarming to see you all. And I've just been basking in the glow of everybody's accomplishments and really reflecting on what an amazing, supportive and caring and kind community this law school community is, from all the staff and all the faculty and all my brilliant and creative students. When I made this decision, when my friend Beth held my feet to the fire, when I told her I wanted to go to law school and she said, okay, what's the plan? I had no idea I was going to be landing in such a phenomenal place. I'm terribly, terribly humbled. I wish I could stick around in this community. I am so, as my mom just said, she said, I really feel like New Mexico's in good hands as she's watching live on YouTube right now. Thank you for this recognition. Seriously though, without every single one of you, the community would not be what it is. And everyone has just such capacity for contribution, and we all do it together. Professor Villa, thank you so much. You've been just a tremendous mentor, and I just am tremendously appreciative of everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Mara.
Congratulations, Mara. So well deserved. So now I would like to take one final opportunity to thank our donors and the Honors and Awards Committee again for all the work that went into this. And I also hope you will all join us tomorrow at 1 p.m. for a virtual celebration of the class of 2020 by Zoom at 1 p.m. tomorrow. And now what I would like to do, if you all would bear with me, is for one group round of applause for everybody. If everybody would turn on their cameras and unmute so we can all appear on the screen for a big hollering round of applause for everybody who received awards.
Congrats, everybody.
Well deserved for everybody. We will see you all tomorrow at 1 o'clock for our celebration. Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining us. It's been
Cheers.
Yay, 2020.
Yay. Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you.
I love your sign, Jenny.
This was great, Dean.
Thank you.
We should do it again next week.
Lionel will organize it. It'll be a symposium.
That's right.
20.
Can we have cocktails too, though?
Oh, yeah. Please, please.
Oh,
You didn't start the cocktails?
Lionel, do you want to read your haiku?
I like that the students get to say things.
It is
Yes,
nice.
me too. It was a really good system.
Most of the time, we don't want to say anything.
This is a special, special night, Chris.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.